Hello. Hello. Hello everyone. How we doing on this beautiful work day that I get to flex because I finish work at 3 p.m. Hello Visitron, Papyrus, Brennan, Sovereign, Lucy. uh what do we got going on in here? You mean to send you my Melas U list? Please. I've been playing a little bit of Melas. Just like I built a glacier. I just kind of eyeballed it. I'm actually not much of a glacier player, so this might not be how you're supposed to build them. Um, but this is what I threw together, and I've been playing it online, and it's really fun. It's just like good. The ID text is like kind of a credit a turn, plus sometimes you get crazy stuff back. But it's just like basically if my theory coming into this was that like try and make a thing that doesn't die to Seb. Yeah, it might not be possible. Seb somehow received 0 new cards, or arguably like 2 new cards, and is like crushingly good. I'm not really sure what happened. Um, I don't think this list really loses to Seb. It's got a lot of ice in it. A lot of big ice. 15 ice. I guess that's not that many ice in terms of just like count, but it's not so easy to get through, right? I don't know. Maybe this is all too chisel charmable, right? Like if I lose my Bran, maybe this is just requires too many chisel charms, but I don't think it's super easy to get through. Um, and then it's still got like Manigam, Anoetic, but maybe that also loses to Seb because it's not like Seb doesn't run pinholes. Some Sebs do. But yeah, no, Seb is good. I should play some Seb at some point, but it's just like I should also be playing things that make people excited to watch, and Seb truly is doing the exact same strategy. Skunk Void RH, no. MLAS is like way better. Absolutely. It's just better. Like, what if you get something pinholed? You can just get it back. It's crazy. It's crazy. They pinhole your Urtica Cypher. So you're not your Urtica, your what's the upgrade called? They pinhole your Anoetic, and you're like, I'll grab this other Anoetic. Yeah, 6-3, but like, are you actually playing like 6-3? No, you want for player negation. This agenda, this is the whole point. Where is it? This is the whole point. This is what makes the deck work. The RH list that were running all 3-pointers in elevation were worse than the ones that were running for bio-negation. You have to do this. I'm certain that this is better than any amount than just like loads of 5-3s. Brennan sent through a list as well. Oh, this is the Regenesis version. I've been wondering whether a Regenesis version works. I've been wondering whether a Big Deal Regenesis version works. Maybe that would be a fun one to deck build at some point, because Big Deal can fast advance out Regenesis, which actually doesn't ask that much of you. It's pretty easy to like get stuff into archives, and it's not like Big Deal is like a dead card outside of that. No, no, Big Deal. Not Myoshu is like a pipe dream. I think Myoshu is situationally a good card, but actually it's not a Meleus card particularly. It's like probably fine, but I don't think that's where I want it. I'm talking we Big Deal out our last 3-pointer in Meleus. So we either Big Deal out our last 3-pointer, or we Big Deal of a Genesis and get a 4-pointer from that. Because unlike Nano Management, you can't, like, which enters archives when it gets played, Big Deal RFGs. So it's kind of like nonsense for the sake of nonsense, but like that seems to me to be somewhat strong, right? You just have to check archives all the time. So you can just pick archives on your Meleus and you're constantly getting good recursion. Meleus kind of naturally protects your archives more so than like RH, you want to run archives anyway, whereas Meleus, basically you get free ice on archives to an extent, right? But anyway, this was Brennan sent this through to me. I assume this is meant to be a Melas list. We've got Fuji's, Lotus Hazes. I'm still not sure about Lotus Haze. People are telling me it's good. People are telling me that it's like up there worth considering. I'm like, man, Papaya Negation, every time I score for Papaya Negation, I feel so in control of the game. I haven't tested Lotus Haze enough. I do believe that this can do something. More than I gave it credit for in my reviews, maybe. I said it was a 2-star card, and that it would see early experimentation and then eventually be ditched for something better. And I still believe that to an extent. Yeah, I mean, like, if you could run 6 Papaya Negations, you would, right? Like, if I could run 10 Papaya Negations and have that be my agenda suite, I would. I would happily do that. Unfortunately, you can only run 3 Papaya Negations. And Lucy's in my chat telling me that it's no Papaya Negations is the answer. You run loads of 5/3s, and I think absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, what else we got going on in here? It's Regenesising. There's a lot of 3-pointers, so there's a lot of Regenesis targets. That's cool. I'm sure that these should be Papayas. Maybe like if you're Regenesising all the time, you don't need Papaya's effect, and you need Lotus Haze's effect as well. So there's probably some thought to this. A bite is seriously not like a terrible thing to have in the world. In your deck, I'm just like, my list wasn't even running Fuji's, so like I was simply not on the damage pile. My only real damage cards were Lion's Mane, because I needed a good sentry, and I think it's a pretty good sentry. I have to report that running a sack zone expansion in BTL has been a blast so far. Random Yoshus stealing games quite often. Event Horizon holding the gates. I'd believe that. I think sack zone expansion is a lot of money in BTL, but also everything's a lot of money in BTL. Like, I'm not like, even if you do score it out over 2 turns, it's still giving you less than off-world. You're clearly not wanting to use the damage text, which I called it flavor text, and I still hold that like every time you think that you should be doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So you could be doing that with off-world as well. But it is fun. It is more viscerally fun to be getting money as you advance things. I like slow cooking them and feeling super cool about it, even if I'm pretty sure. Something that I didn't explain that maybe that was a good time to talk about is that if you're cooking something in your remote, you need to consider opportunity cost, because you're not just getting dividends from that card that you put in the remote. You're getting all that ice that you invested big money in and all the defensive upgrades you might have should also be paying you in a way. If the only thing you're doing with a remote that is so robust, you can put a face-up agenda in there, is ticking along your sack zone expansion, that's actually not good rate, even though if you just think about that as being one card, it is good rate. Because like, every turn I'm advancing at one time, I'm printing loads of money. In BTL, it's even more money efficient. But that remote could be holding your Charlotte, right? So that could be holding your Regolith. If you slot 3x bite, they'll expect and dodge them. 1x hits every time. I believe that. And because you can get it back, it's like, I believe it. Like, you still have to play around the 1x bite. And to be clear, I never run 1x bite in my list, basically ever. I'm either 3x or no x. But I'm not going to say I haven't died to 1x bite. Like, I've lost games online to 1x bite. I'm playing 2 Papaya and 2 Lotus Haze, and I think a Lotus Haze scores with Anoetic anywhere on the board feels better than Papaya. It did not. I didn't think about this for my review of Lotus Haze, but like being able to pull an Anoetic onto Centrals during a deep dive turn is really strong, and you get 3 charges of that kind of flexibility. The issue being that like Papaya also basically turns off deep dive. I think a Papaya counter is simply like a turn that they can't deep dive. A Lotus Haze counter can also be that if you're willing to trigger Anoetic, which is not always so easy. But I like, this flagship in the list, maybe that's also good. It's not really a good target for um, Lotus Haze. So let's have a look at the other upgrades. I haven't even finished going through this list. So we're running all these Lotus Hazes for our upgrades, which are over here. We've got Amaze Amusement, so you can just jump around the Amaze Amusement. 3 influence on this is tough. We better have some great payoff for these tags. We've got Anoetics. We've got some Ganks. That's funny. I haven't read the Ice Suite yet. And Red Rooms. This card's a question mark to me. How have you guys been liking Red Room? Because I still need to think more and test more with Red Room. Red Room believers, say out yourselves, because I'm not like, obviously a Red Room counter is crazy. It's so strong, but like, do you ever get them? I'm not actually sure if you do. I guess like anything that you've never fired, says Ben. I think it's hard to fire. Well, it's an ob card because ob is cheating. Oh, I have a great thumbnail lined up for. One day, I'm gonna do a ob complaining video, and it's just gonna be like, I'm gonna get on every ob hater, every ob skeptic, and we're all going to collude over a Discord call, and we're gonna end this agenda of keeping this idea around. But it says Red Room saves my ass in this deck. Sometimes it's a card. Okay, yes. I need every ob hater to. I'm gonna note down every ob hater because we need to pool our resources and take them down. So I'm gonna have like a dedicated ob hating video. We're gonna play all the hits, and we will take the public opinion and craft it into what we need. What do I call the list? Anti-ob personnel. We've immediately got Visitron on board sinking the boat. So that's a great name to have. We're going to need more though. I remember I haven't listened to enough of the King's Court, and they also haven't been putting out enough episodes. But I remember one of them hates Ob and one of them defends it. Do you guys remember of Brandon and Aksu? Which of them is the Ob skeptic, or neither of them? And I'm just misremembering things. Because I know there are lots of ob skeptics in this world. I'm not the only one, and we need an army. Hold on. Oh, you got a line? Good, bring him on. Hold on. Sometimes when I have ideas for a video, I make the thumbnail before I actually do anything about the video, just to kind of like target my mind in that direction. And I had like the idea for the ob thumbnail. The boat is innocent. Well, you may have very deep and interesting thoughts about why exactly you believe that, Ben, but you're not going to be in the episode, so they're just not going to be heard. This is not going to be like a academic debate between thought out arguments on both sides. This is going to be the end of the ob agenda. It's not going to be fair. I'm probably going to need to bring up my Canva to find it because I'm not sure I actually downloaded it. Okay. Like, will I get in trouble for that? Ice Cream College? I don't know, move my camera. Okay, Ice Cream College. Okay, it's a little sneak peek. Ice Cream College is on the list. Okay. Wait. Okay, so we're doing tags in this thing because we are planning on unleashing, I assume? No, mindscaping and unleashing. And unleash is hitting Cloud Eater for 3 damage, and then we like mindscape for the rest or something. Or we like unleash for 2 tags. So they land 2 tags because we like ganked them into a snake or a maze amusements them. What is this crazy? This just got sent to me. I've not played this, or even pop. I'm like reviewing it right now. This got sent to me just a moment ago by Brennan. Needs a copy of Bathinimus. God, I've never played Bathinimus or had it fire in any game. I've seen it played. Bathinimus. So we're saying that this is like a way to do 3 net damage with 1 tag using Unleash. I mean, that's fine. I don't want to play this. This card sucks, right? This is kind of like a confusingly bad card to me. It's like best version of its numbers is still not great. Because like Wayland gets Afshar, which everyone needs to protect HQ, and their like positional ice is Afshar, which is like really premium on HQ, gonna cost, you know, at least 3 credits to get to, and has a face check, and is like half decent elsewhere. Whereas this is like, would a 3, if this 4 strength was just everywhere and it was just a 3 cost 4 strength essentially with 1 subroutine, would that even be that good? I feel like that's not crazy. So I'm not sure this is above rate even on archives. Is what I mean. I see there's no place, so I don't think anyone's going to argue. Distributed tracing we can play. Oh, that's a lot of influence to be doing. I think that might be asking too much. We've got a seamless launch in the deck, even though we're on a Regenesis line. I guess that's for we need to score out like one of the Lotus Hazes and a Regenesis. And actually, what is our scoring line here? If they're just not interacting, how do we win? So we need to score out either a 3-pointer and also Regenesising a 3-pointer, or 2 Lotus Hazes of the 3 Lotus Hazes and a 3-pointer. I'm not sure I like these. I guess that's what the seamless launch is for. We can always have it when we need it. I do like having a seamless launch in Melas because like it's just something that you can get back, like HP. So like a PD, I should say. Also, hello, Daijin. If you have a plan for Unleash, a single tier could be good. Tier is 5 influence, I believe. I think that's asking a lot of us. Maybe you just run like 2 Cloud Eaters because that's your like premium target. So anyway, we've got a kind of confused Ice Suite here. We've got 1 Anemone, which is like, if Anemone is good enough, I feel like this is like an odd number of Anemones to have. 2 Atinis, 1 Cloud Eater, 1 Empiricist, 1 Fly Swatter, 2 Fun Houses. That's taxing for sure. 2, like, my theory is like, if a card is good enough, you run 3. 2 Lion's Manes and an Empiricist doesn't make much sense to me. Either it's an Empiricist deck or it's a Lion's Mane deck. This wasn't the deck I was planning on deck doctoring. It just landed in my lap and I'm enjoying looking at it. Phonitria, that makes some sense. 2 Tattoo Bowlers is not crazy. I like Tattoo Bowler a lot. I think 3 Tattoo Bowlers. And 1 Vixac. Okay, so we're unleashing on Vixac. If they stick like loads of tags, we double the tags with Vixac, and then we mindscaping them. So we're kind of doing what the that requires a lot of tags already, because I don't think Jaguarundi is going to be the influence pen either. We have Fonutria. Fonutria is kind of a Jaguarundi. Actually, is Jaguarundi good now because of Deep Dive? No, right? Because they can just take the tag and win anyway. It's not good. We also want 3 Eskers to really poison our archives, which is a bit suspect to me. I'm always skeptical as to whether or not Esker's ever worth a slot. I don't really like it. And then our money is 1 Charlotte, 2 Regoliths. We can't afford to raise all this ice, by the way, at all. And then just operations. Less Esk. Okay. We'll come back to this one. Less Eskers, more bites. Now we're cooking. That will solve our money issues. Phonitria on archives, touch Esker is a fun line that does not work in practice. Also, they like run through it with a big hand. They take a tag and they're like, oh, that's fine. And then they lose all their money. And then they can't clear the tag. Oh, and then we move, and then we stick like a Fuji in there. And then we amaze amusements, and then we use our Lotus Haze to like shove the amaze amusements over there. And then they take even more tags. And they lose all their money and take loads of tags. We're cooking. And then we gank them back into the... We also Lotus Haze the ganked across. And then they lose everything. Should I just play this? Like, there's no reason not to play this, right? Even though it's not perfectly built. What are we going to call this? Brennan, do you have a preferred name for this deck? Hold on, let me read your Discord message. The lines are basically fun houses on archives, bin the Eskers, regen for the win, and ice ups a scoring remote. Let's call it tag. Tag. How do I spell Melas? M-E-L-I-E-S. M-E-L-I-E-S. They're not, like, I'm not a creative guy. Just leave me alone. Look, okay. It's not my deck. And also, I don't think I'm doctoring it either, because I have a different deck doctor in mind. Dieted immediately jumps in chat and starts cooking combos that like shouldn't even be discussed out loud. We've got Realloc. Why is Realloc not just called reallocate? This is what annoys me as well. Like, Realloc is such an awkward thing to physically say. For unleash and getting cards after Oppo. No, I don't want to do that. That's way overcooking it. We're just going to play an awkward scoring deck with not enough money, but a kill option that might catch people off guard. We're going to say replay, we're going to say live. Have you guys actually received your damn Vantage Point cards yet? Because I haven't. I haven't even received a damned email about it. People are flaunting their Vatu, was it Zatu fulfillment emails in the UK saying, oh, look at this. And people posting their beautiful cards. You got your cards? Nice. Could not be me. I have not heard a whisper on the wind about physical cards, which is a bit concerning, because I pre-ordered mine, not as early as it was possible to pre-order, but I pre-ordered by a decent like couple of weeks. I think it was last Friday. Holy, well before I'm guessing you're not in the UK if you got them last Friday, because I think we're only just getting ours for the first time now. I've got my the London districts next weekend, and I would like to not have handwritten cards for the first time. Okay, what do we got here? We got money and ice, and I think that's pretty much all we could possibly ask for. Now what's the line? I'm not scared of anything Maggie could possibly do to me. I'm also not binning my Cloud Eater, so what am I binning? Fly Swatter? Fly Swatter seems like kind of overkill. And then we're going to say, we're going to cleverly hedge and say they're going to run R&D, because if they run HQ, we're just going to kill them, right? I heard there was issues with UK distribution. There must have been, because it's like well and truly late now. I don't know exactly what the issues were, or like I don't really keep on top of them. The end of the day, I'm complaining, but I don't pay that much attention to what's going on in this world. Oh, we've got a smartware gamer. Holy. Well, our Glacier plans have been crushed by infinite value. And a very efficient simul chip install. Well, I've already got 2 of these in the deck, so I am planning on squeezing the most juice out of this Regolith that I possibly can. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to afford anything. We don't have any like end of the line type thing, so tags, incidental tags actually aren't a threat until we have some kind of weird way to really make them count, which is not super easy to do. Oh, last click running into bite. Not good. Yeah, I do, right? I deny them their Maggie install. I definitely like trash their smartware distributor too, right? I don't have any possible way to actually kill them. I could unleash a lion's mane for 2 damage, but that's not. So it's just like take, trash this. And then I doubt they run HQ again, so we're just going to set it to R&D. There's no end of the line in the deck, I don't think. The only tag punishment we have is Mindscaping and Unleash. We do have a snake, so I could like play snake and then unleash it. That didn't kill either, but it would be kind of cool. We will eventually need a card that does something, that threatens something. I guess I ice R&D with something I actually want to res, which is like maybe a Phronutria. And then assume they're going to run HQ. It was Axu who hates Arb, and he now knows I'm putting something together. Good. Good. The conspiracy grows. I'm adding him to the list. Axu. Approach server, no further actions. I would love to trash Esker from the top of the deck. And I would love to add a bite back into HQ. You can see my Cloud Eater. How embarrassing. Oh, Melas, your ability is so completely balked. What do they have in the bin? Nothing that useful, so I could probably get away with like install advancing this Lotus Haze. I could like server 1, advance, and say HQ. Are all the sounds like balanced for you guys? Are these JNet noises like a reasonable volume? Also, I should probably not cover the art because not everyone knows all the words in every card here. Because I've been fiddling with all sorts of settings in my OBS to try and make the stream a little bit nicer. Am I just scoring out this Lotus Haze? Doesn't feel high tempo, but also feels like they'll be able to contest things very soon. So let's just do that. And I think this empiricist is expensive and annoying. I could toss the Fuji now, but then there's like, what line do I care about there? I could like protect it with Melas ability, but that's just awkward. I think the empiricist is the one that's too expensive. And we're going to say HQ again. Mic is a tad quiet. Could be your settings. I could turn my mic a little bit. How's that? Is that slightly more reasonable? Also got a setting over here. Hello, hello, hello. I would like to trash hedge fund, and then I would like to add it to HQ, please. Or maybe Regolith back to HQ. See, why do you even need 3 Regoliths when you can just like add one back? Hee hee. Eska. Lose 1 credit. Excellent. Okay. I feel great. I had my afternoon coffee, which I don't always do because I sleep worse if I have an afternoon coffee, but I feel great. And you know what they say? If it makes you feel good, it can't be wrong. So it's like Hansei, my Eska away, Regolith and server 1, and then like Tattoo Bowler somewhere. Tattoo Bowler server 1. Tattoo Bowler HQ. And then say they're going to run archives to like pinhole it. I'm fairly new to the game. How do you evaluate the power level of ice? Power level is a very broad term, but yes, I will trash Mindscaping, and I think I probably want Mindscaping in the hand. It's a combo piece, so I'm just going to use this as like draw a card. I think it's more important than money or any of these utility pieces. So when you're evaluating the power level of ice, you need to look at the comparison between the cost to res it, the cost to break it using the expected breaker suite, which means like, you know, the average breakers you would expect to see in a game. And then you, after considering those 2 main factors, you consider like utility. Like, does it have things going for it outside of the obvious ones? I think it's about time they're going to start running HQ again, to be honest. So I'm going to say HQ. I don't think they're just going to run Archives randomly. So let's have a look at some of the ice that we put into our deck. Tattoo Bowler is a 2 cost, 1 strength, end the run. That is res for 2 and has 1 strength and 1 subroutine. So we expect a regular breaker suite to break this for 1, which would be bad. If this didn't have text on it, we would not run it because it costs us much more to res than it does to break. But it does have text on it. It says when they go past it, we can swap it to gain 4. So if you think about the 2 to res and then we gain 4, so it's actually costs like -2 to res and 1 to break, which is good rate because that's very, very, very cheap. I don't really know what to do. It's also a cutie pie, and we just like seeing him, so that's something to consider as well. I don't know what I'm going to do about this board state because we have these Lotus Haze counters. If this was Papaya Negation, I can say I'd be a lot happier just jamming something, but it's not. So I'm just going to put a Funhouse on HQ, Cloud Eater on HQ. Funhouse on Archives. And then say you're going to run HQ. So this is maybe a weird one. Here's a more simple piece of ice. 6 strength, so 4 strength, 6 to res, and it's got 3 subroutines. That's, before reading what the subroutines do, we just basically say like, okay, we can assume that most encounters with the game, the runner will have to fully break things. Okay. This is an interesting one because Phonutria has some text here. If they when the runner passes this ice, if they have 4 or more cards in the grip, give them a tag. They've got 5 cards in hand, so even if they boomerang through this, they take a tag, which is pretty bad. So they almost want to take 2 damage and just not use their boomerang, which is interesting. It's a taxing Archives one at the moment, and eventually that will matter. So where was my example again? Yeah, so how much do I expect them to pay to break Lion's Mane? Pretty variable depending on their killer, but if they... What do we hit here? Boomerang Coalescence, was it? No, Unity Boomerang. And then that way they dodge the tag. So Carmen would need to boost strength for 2 and then break 3 subroutines on it. So that would cost Carmen 5 to get through Lion's Mane every single time, which is quite a lot. It's not great. It's not like an amazing ratio. Spending 6 and expecting 5 to break each and every time is only okay, but it's half decent. If we compare that to Phonutria, this costs 4 to res, but actually Carmen breaks it for 2. So if you don't read the text on this, this is much less efficient. Because the third thing you consider is like, is there utility on this card beyond just the strength to subroutine count? And then like, does it have a face check? What happens if they touch this ice before they have the breaker available? But that's like the last thing you should consider. Because most of the time people just break your ice. Like it's hard to fire subroutines in this game. Can I just install advanced of 3-pointer? What the heck am I doing? I can install a Cloud Eater. I can install an Anemone. I could play Mindscaping just for tempo. I'm going to draw and see if something is revealed to me. Amazing Amusements and a Fuji are just going to go into server 1. I'm just going to say, this is how I'm playing the game. I don't have a plan. I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm doing with this 3-pointer. We'll figure it out. I'm deliberately not doing anything about archives, R&D, because if they're tunnel visioning on this, then it lets me maybe do something over here. They're going to be on very low cards in hand to get past this Phonutria, which is a little bit sketchy. Oh, I was right. I would love to trash Regolith Mining License to get back something. Empiricist, maybe, for R&D? Red Room? Like I could red room on HQ, then advance, advance. Is that crazy? That's pretty cool, actually. Good to see you, Griffin Thomas. Thank you for the deck list. Oh, sorry, there might be some annoying noises. I have some lamps on my desk to keep the lighting up for my camera, but the bulbs were hurting my eyes. Oh, I've got send a message was scored. Goodness me, what am I raising with this? Lion's Mane? Funhouse? Lion's Mane, right? Okay, this is bad. I don't think I can win anymore. Unless... I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be a tough one. They've just seen cards in our deck. Jailbreaking R&D, that's, I guess, fine. We only have one bite in the deck, so this can't. They want us to just fire these. Okay. Wow, they saw a lot of cards, but they'd already seen a couple of those, I'm sure. Okay, we have Unleash. We just need to stick a tag, right? How hard can that be? Let's... Red Room HQ. Do I need to install Anemone over here? Advance is Fuji. Maybe they'll be too scared to run this. Maybe I Anemone advance, but then I can't really do anything. Maybe I install Cloud Eater somewhere and just try and kill him. I love Devadatta Drones. It's a cool card. It's really cute. The effect is simple. It's so little text, but it's like really useful and fun to play with. I think this is great design. Such a cute art. Oh, so good. This is perfect. Big fan. What's the idea of this deck? I haven't discovered that yet. This was sent to me on stream, and it's not doing anything. It's doing like tag Melas, but with like Lotus Hazes and Amaze Amusements, which is can no longer proc because the runner is on 6 points. It's a mess, but it was sent to me, and I was like, why not? I have no reason not to play this. Do I consider this a scoring deck with the kill line or a kill deck mainly? I don't consider this deck very much. Does that answer your question? I suppose it is designed primarily as a kill deck because the scoring lines with the agenda pool that's in here don't make any sense. Okay. I suppose it's like advance, advance. Advance. If they can get in here, they can get in. Maybe we need like the agenda, like the see how they run. That would make a lot of sense in this deck. Over these Lotus Hazes that haven't done anything. Maybe I should have Lotus Haze the Amaze Amusements across to R&D when they did that Devadatta turn. I wasn't thinking about that. Hey Jaro, things are very good. I'm feeling grand. I'm almost at 400 subscribers as well. I'm very happy. Considering I've been doing this YouTube stuff for just over a month now, really. It's been good. Life is good. I woke up with a hangover this morning though, even though I had work early in the morning, because I drank like a tiny amount of alcohol at my parents' last night. I don't know. I'm not that old. I'm sure I give the impression that I am, but I'm not. But my alcohol like tolerance for like feeling good the next morning is just dumpstered. When I was in uni, I would drink bottles of wine and just be like, that's fine. Next day, just go to work, do some study, whatever. Now it's like two big glasses. It's like I feel great, obviously, but I get headaches in the morning now. It's not good. But some Panadol fix that. Okay, we are getting away with this Fuji. Straight up can't drink anymore. We just quit this year. It's unfortunate. Like I love a drink. I love having a wine or a beer with my parents or whatever. But I don't know, man. It's just not what it used to be. It's still as fun as it ever was to like do, but where did my camera live? Over here. I've definitely been doing a lot less of it because there's actual downsides to it. Now, what the heck? Oh, wait, I should have res the red room. Obviously. Do I like put a bite in here and then just pretend like I'm winning this game? I actually have like a somewhat robust server, but it's not like I can do anything with this Fuji. Maybe I put this into server 1. I select HQ, and then I can move around this red room. Got to push to win. Unfortunately, yeah, it's going to be tough. We don't have Lacosta in this deck. I think Lacosta Charlotte is like the only thing you can do with like slow. These are not the deck lists. I think Lacosta is like, yeah, the only way you can score out stuff at the moment in Jinteki, obviously. So not being on Lacosta seems very suspect. I would try and rejig things so that I have Lacosta grids and Charlottes. Because we're not on any other region, aren't we? We just don't have a region. Yeah, we just don't have a region. They're getting their money up. I'm glad they don't have an easy run to like proc their knickknack, which is good. Devadatta is back. They have boomeranged my anemone. Are they going to run it? They haven't produced a killer yet. They are. Yeah, there's that. Russia Mindscaping. Oh, they had an echelon in hand. Well, they can get that out pretty easily. Okay. They have the boomerang though, they might as well use that. Unfortunately, there's one bite in the deck and we have it in hand. So maybe we should have mindscaping the bite back on top. That would have been a funny line. Oh yeah, they just didn't have a way to produce echelon if they didn't lose it to damage, right? Huh. So they're going to see 1, 2, 3, unless I end the run here. But if I end the run, they can just run back, and it's like fine. So we just need to pretend like this doesn't lose us the game. We have to consider end the run, but also like next turn, I'm going to advance this Fuji, and if we don't have the end the run available for that, we can't really win. Okay. In my defense, 15 excess is a slightly below curve, so we got unlucky, and that's probably all there is to it. Probably what could I have done? What could be done? No, I played that poorly, and I think the deck is terrible, but that's okay. Maybe it's worth deck doctoring, and there is like an unleash Melas. I could see that working. I do love playing Melas. They're really fun. I'm gonna just play like a Veg Glacier Melas, and then we can get into the deck doctor. We have time today. We have time. I'll save replays. I should have put the Amaze onto R&D when they were doing that. Yeah, that was just silly not to do that because it wasn't going to do anything else. Right? It wasn't for anything else. I think this was the one that I made that's just like a Veg Glacier. It should be fun. My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. It's all good. Sometimes, like, for the narrative arc, if I'm going to improve a deck, I need to lose my first game and then win subsequent games. Otherwise, it's not okay. So what am I doing here? I've got a Hansei Petty Cash and a Knowledge Seeker. That's really good. Let Them Dream is like fine. This is actually pretty good, I think. And we just need to draw some ice, some more ice for R&D and our remote. Yeah, for the content, right? I can't win my first game with a deck. That's just, it's embarrassing. So expecting early runs from Zaya, but we can kind of abuse that, right? Because we get our pot. Our Melius R&Ds. Penny Shaver. Penny Shaver Clean Getaway. Nice. I would love to trash that to get back another Hansei. Nice. Like, that's such good value from an ID, right? Like, that's crazy. Okay, let's start up. Ooh, flagship is nice. We always do this. Let's res you and see what we're looking at here. Okay. How slow are we taking this? Am I leaving R&D open again? Am I Hanseiing away an agenda so I can spin it? Probably. I think I just take this slow. I don't feel the need to rush. I don't have a Lacosta, so I'm not going to be scoring anything yet. Have I been using flagship in Melas? I just play it. You just put it down on HQ or R&D, and it's good on either. I think I trash you, because you're more points to be stolen. I think I put you on R&D. And I think I put you on HQ. That way transfer doesn't work. And in turn, I'm going to pick archives. Because it seems unlikely to me that they'll bother with anything else. Yeah, turning off successful runs means that like I don't have to pick HQ because I know it's not going to be HQ as the first successful, which means I'll probably get my credit, but it also means that like it's just more likely that I'll get the good proc. It's alright, but mainly it's just like it fixes so many issues. This deck, it doesn't have train, so all the agendas are deep diveable, very deep diveable. But one flagship, you know, if you don't have your papaya counter yet, your flagship is like the answer. Or they are running through here. Well, I would happily gain a bunch of money and draw a bunch of cards and tank your economy and all that stuff. That sounds good to me. Okay. Draw. And what else? Do I draw, like, overdraw this petty cash? Probably not. I think it's just, like, chuck a... Maybe I start making a new, like, a scoring server. So I want my end runs in my scoring server. I kind of want Knowledge Seeker on R&D a little bit. So maybe Lion's Main is my scoring server. And it's archives again. So that they have all these like clean getaways and stuff that they want to play, but can't play because it's... What did they lose to that damage? Lost a pinhole and a ritual, was it? Yeah. Yeah, I like Knowledge Seeker on R&D because that's obviously where the subroutine is best. So I'm going to... But like currently R&D is defended enough. There's no need to commit it early. All right, get my credit. Still looking for Lacosta, so I'm going to draw. Run makes a lot of sense on my scoring server, and Tattoo makes a lot of sense on HQ, probably? Or Archives, even? I always want to leave Archives open, though, because it's got the invisible Melas ice. And there's no need to yeah. Also, I don't like Knowledge Seeker being the outermost, because there are some lines where they can force dereses if we ever run out of money, which hopefully we won't, but... Which of these do we want back? We probably want to pull back the Hansei. So I'm going to shuffle back in the Managam, assuming that we won't get a good chance to use our ID. Obviously, we want Skunk Void. Yes, I'll trash Spin Doctor. Yes, I'll add Hansei to my hand. Like, adding Void back, Skunk was also really good, but I think we're a little short on money. We need ice to be able to res our ice. Shibboleth means they can now technically run R&D. It's going to cost an arm and a leg still. Stacking code gates like this isn't particularly appealing because it doesn't make them install more breakers. Maybe this tattoo belonged on the Vampy, I'm not sure. Oh wow, they're really running it. Sure, it costs a lot though. This seems too expensive. This is not a one that's giving you a particularly interesting amount of value. This is giving me a lot of value and not giving you that much. You're getting a single. You know, steal a Sam or something, it's fine. Okay, well, you got a papaya, that's good. But that doesn't seem like a good path to victory. I would usually advise against runs like that. Okay, we found Lacosta so we can play. And our moat is pretty robust, so we're going to Hansei away our petty cash. We're going to let them dream in server 2 and start Lacosta ticking. And we're going to say R&D is the place. Highway moment. Yeah, at least you knew that there was papaya negation on top. We can technically afford to get through here. It's going to cost an absurd amount of money. And lose all their cards. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That's not a bad one. Where's you? Okay, I can seamless advance this and then put an anoetic in. That's not that good. I'm just going to wait a turn on it. I'm going to draw. That is good. Anoetic in server 2. Boto to protect. And is it pinhole time? How many we've seen a pinhole we lost to damage? Pinholing Lacosta makes some sense. So, but they're probably going to run R&D as well. So it could be archives or R&D. I'm going to say R&D is the sooner one to expect, but I could be wrong. Yeah, we'll save seamless. We don't have anything to like do after we seamless, so no need to do it now. Okay, it was pinhole. That's fine. Oh, they trashed flagship on HQ, so they're trying to line up a. Huh. Maybe they thought that was a Hollow Man or something? No. That's a really expensive trash on flagship. I assumed that they were going to go for either the Lacosta or the Anoetic so they could challenge. Flagship costs 4 to trash, by the way. Okay, they're here for blood. Do I want this tattoo money? I kind of do, even though obviously the Kuapir counter is pretty devastating. I kind of do. No, they nailed the. I'm gonna take the tattoo money because I think I need a little bit of cash. Yeah, okay. Knowledge Seeker is really bad into Boomerang. I don't think the size is that good, by the way, guys. I'm the skeptic. I'm sorry, soccer. You tried hard, and I do like it. No, I don't think it's worth raising. Oh, they found it. They hit the 1 and 4. Okay. So I can advance. I can trash the daily cast, but that's not very good. I can advance, let them dream, and find my Proprio, and then jam it. But I'm not sure if I have enough. I could like seamless jam proprio, play Managarm. Maybe that's good. Just saves me a lot of money. If they challenge, they've got to get through Bran and then get through Skunk Void, which is tough. Whereas if I just advanced, jammed. Okay, I guessed HQ. I can be wrong. This will bring us to threat 4, which would be nice for the Shibboleth math. If they give us 2 credits here, it's a huge mistake, by the way. Yeah. Are they going to let us draw 2 cards? I'd be happy with that too. Please. Yes, I'll absolutely draw 2 cards. Got a bad feeling about this access. I don't know why. Oh, we're chilling. Ain't no thing. Yeah, slightly vulnerable if they would have run trash a card in HQ and then run over here, and they would be able to proc Anoetic, but like they can only do so many things with their clicks. I think it's tough. And I part of the reason why I selected HQ was to play around there. If they did that, I can pull a card, so it's all good. And I'm not going to mess around here. I am just going to score out my Papaya Negation. Okay, I'm feeling very confident now. Now that they have Little Shib, I think it's better to pick HQ. Because this is now a lot more than they're probably willing to spend. Yeah, they should have spent 1 credit to prevent 2 draws. That's a mistake by them. Do I make them spend lots of money with this Knowledge Seeker? I think this is taxing. But also, I don't have that much money. I'm probably going to install advanced, double use my Regolith. That leech did not improve their math, I don't think. Because they still have to boost the Shibboleth to 5, so they just did -1. Maybe I'll let them know so they can take it back if they want to. Oh, they're letting me rearrange. I would love to. Okay, what do I want? I would love... I mean, these are all very good. They've got no clicks left, but I need some more time before I draw these agendas. I've got 3 agendas and a Hansei. So I'm going to draw 1 agenda this turn. Then I need there to be Hansei on top. Then I want it to be Papaya Negation, then Let Them Dream, so I can draw Papaya Negation the turn after the next. So it's going to be Let Them Dream, Proprio Negation, Hansei, Longevity. It's slash. Oh, we are getting an ID file. That's very exciting. I don't know what I'm going to pull. Maybe a... Hedge fund? Sorry, Seamless? Oh, but that does trash a card. I should have thought about that. Yes, I will trash Longevity. And yes, I will add back Spin Doctor to save it. That's fine. That means I get the... yeah, it's okay. My turn's all messed up. We can put an advancement on this. So a credit Hansei Spin Doctoring. We could Regolith use Regolith. And we're going to say that you're going to run... I'm going to guess HQ again, but this is just a guess. If you spin first, you can Hansei an agenda. Could be good. I don't mind having the agendas around, though. It's nice knowing that they're right on top, so I can pull them into my hand if I need to. And I do need the agendas at some point. Okay. I'm going to grab you, and we're going to grab maybe Flagship. Be nice to have it back in the deck. And then they're going to find out. Haha, Purged. And Purge is my Knowledge Seeker. You should have one Mavirus in your deck. It is so useful. Let's put an advancement on this Anoetic Void. Now, it actually might just be jam time. To be honest with you, they don't have that much money. Also, I'm just going to trash this daily cast. They're still tagged. I don't know if they're aware of that. Which makes me, like, trash... I think I can probably get away with... because my Boto's massive. I have a Proprio. I probably just jam, right? Or maybe I still need money. I haven't found any Charlottes. I'm definitely trashing, so we'll get that out of the way. I can win fast, though. Why would I win slow when I can win fast? No, I should win securely. I should just win properly. I should win properly. I'm gonna go Regolith and do I put like a Vampy on R&D or something like that? Or just gain a credit? Before I counter means I am really, like, I could have scored an agenda. I could definitely have scored the agenda, but then I may have been so broke that I can't do anything else. Like, I can't continue to play because it does still cost me some money. So this Regolith is going to fix that issue for me. And then I just chuck like an ice on archives to make things easier. No, but this Mavirus is doing the job. I'm just going to gain a credit. And then, do I care about this Let Them Dream? I need both of these agendas because these are my points to score. I'm not going to use Tachi Bowler anymore because Kurapira counters are too scary. and it's going to be on HQ, because if they run R&D, it's probably all they're doing with their turn. It's so expensive. Whereas this is actually like much cheaper to get through, and I would like to, if it's more important that I draw a card in the event that they do run HQ. See, like if I was scoring an agenda here, this would be a big issue, because I just wouldn't be able to res any of this ice, and I wouldn't be able to, because like I have to res the Managarm and I have to use the Anoetic. It's a big problem. So yeah, this is the right line, I'm pretty sure. Just make a little bit more money before I... Oh, they're letting me do it if I want. I can hide my agendas, which is good. I can have a backup Anoetic. That seems a bit useless. Don't want Tattoo, do want Boto, and I'm going to trash one of these from the top. Longevity can go on the bottom. Let's trash the Anoetic. No, we'll trash the Tattoo because it can actually... Like, we're never going to use Tattoo. Okay. Do I want this Knowledge Seeker? No, I'm pretty happy just having that sit there. Yes, I will trash Tattoo Bowler. Yes, I will bring back Seamless Launch, perhaps. Makes everything a bit cheaper. Hedge Fund. Also good. But I have my Regolith installed, so it's just going to be Seamless Launch. Oh, they got my damn Proprietor. Regolith will be tons of money. Regolith can get a advancement counter as well. You should always do this, because it's funny. And currently the least interesting is... Boto's at threat, so I really like it. Double Lion's Mane seems expensive. Vampy doesn't end the run, really, so maybe it's the least valuable. They don't even have their Carmen installed. Let's just keep saying that they're going to run HQ all the time. They seem to be keen on it. That's the one. Now, if they snipe another one of my agendas, I'll be pretty annoyed. Not because they will actually win or even get much closer to winning. The math doesn't really change if they steal Let Them Dream. But because I want to jam the Let Them Dream. Because it's going to like break my lock as well. Okay. Still not resing this Knowledge Seeker. There's no real need to. I will trash Anoetic Void to add a Hedge Fund, maybe? Man. I haven't seen Netrunner played online. What client is this? This is a free-to-use website called jinteki.net, and it's amazing. I have a video on how to use it. If you're familiar with like the Netrunner rules and you just want to play online, have a look on my channel. It's called How to Play Netrunner Online. And it's a really good website. We're very lucky to have it. Okay, there's my jammable. And they seem to be keen on HQ, but let's say R&D. I'm pretty sure they're going to keep running HQ, to be honest. They this Knowledge Seeker's about to de-res, they're like rubbing their hands. Yeah, like it's all free. It's so cool. all the cards, all the gameplay. Like there's always games going as well. You can just queue into people. It's fantastic. Advance my longevity serum, please. Okay. I'm going to advance, install Charlotte maybe? Or do I install Boto on R&D? I'm going to trash no cards from HQ. I'm going to shuffle back Hansei, Vampy. And I'm going to put you on R&D. Because I just need to draw one more agenda and I should be there. I'm going to put this on R&D just to make sure that they don't do anything too cheeky. Even though I'm pretty sure they're going to run HQ, I don't have like a good target anymore that I really need back. No, I'm going to save the Seamless. The Seamless is for my, in case the next agenda that I draw is a 5-3, I need to be able to score that as well. The Charlotte is going to allow me to draw 2 cards a turn, which will be nice. They chose to break all the subroutines rather than purging. Do I raise this Knowledge Seeker? No, it's fine. They're going to spend their twinning here? No, they save it. It's bad. I would like my flagship back to go on R&D. Would be really useful. Because it means that their twinning could only see 1. Yeah, Lion's Mane on Archives could be useful for the eventual Papaya negation, just to deal a load of damage to them if they're not expecting it. Could be really useful. I agree with that. Okay. We've got, I think we're in a pretty good spot, even though things look a little shaky. I will place a card on my advancement on my Lacosta grid. Okay, I'm going to hedge fund Charlotte in server 2, and I don't want Charlotte to get pinholed, but they probably think this is an agenda. I think this is taxing enough. I think Alliance Mane on Archive is actually a pretty good idea. And I think HQ seems to be what they want to be running. They can't keep doing it forever. They need to start doing R&D, so I'm going to pick R&D. Because if they run HQ, that's fine. Like, that's not a problem for us. I assume they have a killer in that deck, but they haven't produced it yet. What's their influence on even? We've seen 1 for Leech, 3 for Twinning, 2 for Ritual. This might need to be the Reply counter, because I think this remote's looking pretty strong with the upgrades. Haven't played Netrunner in forever. How would someone get back into it, and what client is this? The best way to get back into it is going to be join the Discord, because you'll be able to find your local players. There are places all over the world playing like weekly or bi-weekly get-togethers. I don't have a link to the Discord on me, but I'm sure someone will be able to provide it, or you can go to the Reddit, and I think there's links all over the place there. You know, there's a lot of places you can find it, I think. And if you want to play online, I have a video on how to do that on my channel. It's called How to Play Netrunner Online in 2026. and it's about this website. It's about JNet, Genteki.net, um, which is a amazing free to use resource, which has active games all the time, free cards. You can just like load up whatever decks you want to play, and it's basically like top card is hedge fund. I don't actually want to trash that. I want them to see it because it's just one less access for them. I was going to fire negate this, but I forgot to. Please don't lose. Oh, it's too easy. It's too easy, folks. R&D just holds when you're built like me. I have people here who are not online Netrunner players. I'm very happy because that was a big part of why I started my channels, to get more people into Netrunner. Hoping that my videos would come across to people who like maybe had played before but didn't know that it was still a thing. It's still a real big thing. A lot of these cards that I'm playing with right now were part of the set that was released just a couple of weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago now. And I still haven't had them arrive in the post, which I'm annoyed about, but they will arrive. And I've got some tournaments coming up that I'm going to go to. And you should look on the green level clearance Discord, is the one that everyone's using. And find some local games. Like the community is so lovely, and it will be so easy for you to, assuming you live in like any like decently sized city. Okay, my knowledge seekers to getting D-res, which is concerning. Okay, goodbye, knowledge seeker. This is fine though. This is fine. You'll be able to find people who play. You can play online. The video should do a decent job of like showing you how to physically like play on netrunner.net, which is this website, and also how to like get a deck from online. You'll need to kind of familiarize yourself with the card pool. Oh, I've messed this up. To familiarize yourself with the card pool, you'll need to like, I actually don't know. Startup is a thing that we have, which is like a smaller format, where rather than being like, I did the wrong order. Okay, I'm thinking about too many things at once. Start turn. Do my mandatory draw, but before that, trigger Lacosta Grid. Lacosta Grid puts a counter on Charlotte. Charlotte triggers. I get 4 credits and draw a card. I did it. I resolved a start of turn. What was I doing? I'm probably going to play some hedge funds and then further ice R&D, right? And then I think you're going to pinhole me now. So I'm going to say archives. I don't think you can possibly run R&D again. What was I saying? Probably something very insightful. Yeah, join the Discord. The people there will be friendly and welcoming. If you have not played Netrunner in like years, and you maybe used to play in the old FFG days, FFG doesn't do Netrunner anymore, but it's all community driven by a company called Null Signal Games, which is just like a volunteer group of people who are unusually good at game design and just really good people, to be honest. I'm not affiliated with them, but I have huge respect for what they do, and I play with all their cards. So yeah, all of the cards you see on screen right now are like community, by this community company. None of them are FFG cards anymore, but you'll find yourself getting into like the cards really quickly. Their designs have been very polished. They're very easy to understand. And the meta right now is good. At least I think so. Like it's a new meta, but they've been doing a fantastic job of keeping things fun. there are different formats. So they've got uh, the first thing you should buy if you're going to buy new Netrunner cards. It should be the base set, the core set, which is System Gateway. Be hesitant to play all our hedges. We need Void Fodder. Nah, don't worry about it. It's only Charlotte. We'll get more stuff. Lacosta is going to live on Charlotte. You're right that like we will eventually need cards in hand, but that's a later problem. Okay, now we need to find an agenda to actually win this game. So it's time to start drawing. We have all the money we could possibly need. They're broke. They've run out of gas. I don't want to draw an agenda now, so I'm going to Hansei another Hansei away. Or do I just install more ice? I'm going to install more ice. And I think they're going to reckon there's something in HQ, but there's not going to be anything in HQ. And if they run down here, we will papaya them. I feel very safe behind this papaya. Man, it's so good. I love papaya negation. A really cool card. Like, I like the art. I like the vibe. I like the name. Papaya negation is just like exactly what it is. Boto could have lived from R&D. I think that's a fair call as well. See, this is the foresight. This is the mind game. I know they want HQ. They reckon I've drawn something. How foolish. Okay, I get to choose. They've got one click left. I want to draw this send a message. So I'm going. Oh, sorry, maybe they didn't mean to click firewall. Yeah, this makes more sense. I will res this. Yeah, okay, this makes a lot more sense. that makes yeah. Okay, but they have allowed us to do this, which means I get to draw my sender message, and I know that the top of R&D is safe. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, I could have put a second one down in case they run. No, because they can twinning, so that doesn't make any sense. Okay. We got there. I think we got there. I don't think there's really much they can do now. I was saying about the order in which you should engage with the new Netrunner stuff if you're coming back into the game. First thing, buy System Gateway, or if you just want to play it online, familiarize yourself briefly with the cards. It's a great outline for like what you're going to expect going forward. Then jump onto JNet and play with the starter decks to understand like how to engage with like the online client. Watch my video on how to do that. Then you have to subscribe to the Del Bob YouTube channel because like it's the only way you're really going to improve. Everyone agrees with this. How are they going to deal with this Lion's Mane, by the way? They have not installed a killer. This is just a big high damage sentry, which is just going to clock them. Then, yeah, play the starter decks online to understand how it works. Then go grab like a startup deck. Startup is a smaller format that is like standard, but like with just a few less expansions. And then once you have enjoyed startup for a while, you'll know when it's right to like start playing standard. Good job. If you've subscribed to the channel, you're already 90% of the way there to being a top Netrunner channel, a top Netrunner player. I let you rearrange. I def shouldn't be running R&D. Oh, you sure saw the shut up and sit down video on that? Yeah. Um, there's been ages since they've talked about Netrunner. I wonder why, because like they know that NSG exists, but it's been a very long time since they've done any, like said anything about it, which is a bit odd because I think all of the people in Shut Up and Sit Down were like big Netrunner enjoyers. Like I think obviously there was a lot of people. Uh, oh, sorry. Um, oh yeah, I feel exactly the same. And I'm new to this game comparative to most people who like play it actively. Uh, like I didn't really play FFG ever at all. I only got into it in like 2020 four, I think. Um, but it's like it's straight up too good of a game to not be like widely played. Is just my opinion. It's the nuts. It's like unacceptable to me for this game not to be like you know. Yeah. Um, the reason why I only like talk about standard stuff is because I basically have only played with standard. Um, so I was introduced to it by like a friend back. This was back when I lived in New Zealand in Wellington. Uh, bought the like old FFG core set. I'm going to proply negate them once they get all the way in and then spend all their resources, and then they'll just despair. We're good. I don't know how they're going to get through this situation because they can't let the top subroutine fire and they can't let the bottom two subroutines fire either. So talking about the third linesman. No technical language in my casual chat. Just kidding. Okay. We've had some awkward interactions on this one, but we're figuring it out. They can pay 3 from Chesva as well, so this doesn't have to be a disaster. They can just take the 2, use Chesva, and then just figure things out. Yeah, I got into the game because a friend bought the FFG core set, and I was just like, holy moly, Magnum Opus, you can click for 2 forever? Are you kidding me? So I did. I clicked for 2 with Magnum Opus. I played like, it took me like one game of um and I don't think I want to do anything more. No reason to let them dig further into R&D. I want to keep up some cards in case I need to proc Managami, like Anoetic Void, even though that seems very unlikely. And let's just chuck this on R&D. And we're good to go. We don't need to advance. We have Lacosta and Seamless. It's fine. Um, and like it took me like yeah 2 games, like yeah 2.5 games of core set netrunner, which objectively is like not the best netrunner experience you can have, right? If they pinhole, then it's fine. Like nothing changes. They are so broke if they pinhole. They also can't pinhole because they can't get through lines made at the moment. Um, but like, I was like, this is the best game I've made. This is crazy. Like I played other games before. I played a little bit of Magic, a lot of Hearthstone. I was a big Hearthstone enjoyer. I got like I was legend like every season for like 2 years. When I was in high school and when I was in my gap year after high school. The core set was no, it was really fun. It was really fun because it was just like it was just Netrunner. Netrunner base mechanics are so enjoyable to like interact with. Um, a lot of the cards sucked. It was almost impossible to make a deck that like really pursued a strategy that you wanted to because the card pool was so small and limited. But like it was fun. It was really fun. Um, and it was so fun that I was like, this is yeah too good. I need to play more of this. And it just so happened like at the time a player from the UK just was traveling in Wellington. No one plays in Wellington, by the way. I looked up. Oh, they have steel skins in this deck. That's neat. Um, so I looked up whether or not there was a scene, and there was not. There was a Facebook page that was hadn't had a post on it for years. I followed it, but that was it. And it just so happened that someone from the UK was traveling, and they just by sheer chance joined the same Facebook page. And posted on it saying like, "Hey, does anyone want to play games?" First post in like 6 years. Like what were they doing? Um, and yeah, it just happened to be that I saw it. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, come come to my house and show me how to play this game. So they did. They came to my house. They showed me the NSG cards. They showed me Sable and Loud PE. I was like, this is awesome. They're fully breaking, huh? Okay, papaya time. Oh, that was a fun game. Oh, see, they came out. They came to my studio apartment, and we played Netrunner for hours. And then they ended up becoming a very close friend of mine. Um, I ended up they joined my friend group while they were living in Wellington, and they stayed. Uh, in fact, their current girlfriend was my um in my D&D group, and they got together, which is lovely. And now they moved back. They lived in Birmingham. They moved to live in Wellington to go live with their girlfriend now, who is also my friend. So that's cool. Um, because yeah, I mean, Netrunner people are very very friendly. I've made so many. It's I moved to uh London in 2025. Noble saw Loud P and said this game seems good. I learned to appreciate it because there is a lot to appreciate about that deck. It is, it's kind of annoying sometimes, but it has a lot of joy to be found in the strategy. Uh, but I was not a sicker who actually played it very much. I had a friend the one who showed me the core set originally, who was like, that was his thing. Like he loved dealing chip damage. You know the type. You know the type. You just beat my ass. Any tips on gameplay? I flop so hard. That's it's a good learning moment. Let's have a look. Slash save replay. Actually, this might already be saved, but I'll do this anyway. I'll leave game. This was you, the Zaya player, Mr. Reverse Sanar. Who among us got into this game with normal decks? Well, that's the thing, right? Like, this is why at top tables we're like grumbling about like alternate strategies, and they can be kind of bullshit sometimes. But so much appeal to someone playing their first like 10 games is, oh wait, you can like find out where the runner lives and kill them. That's awesome. That's sick. And yeah, it is sick. It is really cool. So, we don't maybe like kill strategies being the top tier, most optimal thing you can do. We like them, but like they should exist. They should always exist as a somewhat viable strategy because you need to be able to tell someone, by the way, one cool thing you can do about this game is find out where the runner lives and kill them with a missile launcher. Like, that's sick. Or like chip them to death with like psychic torture. Okay, gonna have a look at this replay. Launch. Do you guys know if it's like cyberfeed or something that causes this to happen with my replays? Until I like swap them around, it never loads my thing. Before I get into the replay, I'm going to quickly grab a glass of water. You guys don't go, and I don't have any Subway Surfers to put on. Okay. No Subway Surfers, I'm out. Ah, lost them. Lost them. The viewership's tanked. Chair stream. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so I think naught you as Zaya. Zaya doesn't need to run, otherwise your ID text doesn't do anything. But what Zaya does is she allows you to assemble your rig very quickly and play very efficiently because all of your good influence and all your deck is like just slightly more condensed. And you get kind of like early econ if you're doing things that you want to be doing anyway. If you're making these runs and spending loads of money and resources to see a single, you're getting a 1 credit rebate on something you didn't want to do. A good ID, if your deck is good, you should be getting credits from you should be getting value from your ID by doing things that you pretty much wanted to do anyway, is my philosophy. So if you're making, I think where you kind of allow for scoring windows and slightly fall behind is when you're making runs for singles or like low value runs where you're spending more than you're earning and the value you're getting from seeing cards is marginal. So I have a pretty standard start, nothing too exciting. It does seem to me like your obvious first turn is just yeah, Penny Shaver, credit, clean getaway, daily casts. Yep, makes sense. Now you clean getaways R&D, you probably have to do this because you need to justify you do get a credit, but that is obviously going to proc my Melas. A consideration would be that you run archives, assuming that I pick R&D. It's the mind games thing. Maybe you just want the credit. But if you'd picked archives here, you would have denied me a credit. But like that's neither here nor there. It's not like a wrong play. It's just like a, if you're running centrals every turn and I'm obvious, like it's obvious where you're going to run, you're going to give me an unacceptable amount of value. And already you may have, by running R&D, you may have given me an unacceptable amount of value. As Melas, you counterplay like evolves, because I don't understand the ID fully yet in terms of like exactly how much you just have to fully deny them triggers. The math is complicated, I think. Because I've played another Hansei now because I got it back, and whoa, I have a lot of money without having like done anything. You got to draw up, and you make a poke here. There's not many worlds where this goes well for you. Like, of the ice that's in my deck, what are you hoping that this is, where this is like a reasonable thing to do? Because if this, obviously Vampirinasa was a bad outcome. What happens to you here is you fall well and truly behind on tempo. Losing that ritual sucks. Losing that pinhole is a big deal. These pinholes are gold in the matchup. I've res this for 5 effectively. You've lost 2. And I get to draw up. I get 2 clicks worth of value here. Huge swing and just letting me res this uncontested. And what do you get out of it? You get a 1 credit. You end up stealing 2 points. No, this is not the one where you sort of stole 2 points. So you get some rebate, but like this is you wanting your ID to give you value, when in fact, this was only like there was almost no world where this was reasonable, like going to print you enough value to justify it. So I didn't like that run, and I think that set you far behind and gave me a lot of time to work with. Because like the draw 2, you can't just let me draw 2. Like that's so fast. I get to set up so much quicker now. I would have had to just like spend my whole turn drawing it otherwise. And you now have to draw rather than ritualing. So okay, so now you've got Boomerang Transfer in hand, but there's a flagship here. So what you need to do is you either need to Boomerang Run HQ, or you need to like pinhole it if you want to land a series of transfers. But yeah, installing Daily Cast is it does solve the now issue. You're running archives. That's fine. You want to pressure the Spin Doctor, but if you want to pressure Spin Doctor here, you can do so without giving me my Melas flip by just running the Spin Doctor. You still get your penny shave money if I don't pop it, and the point of this run is to force me to pop Spin Doctor. So running the Spin Doctor was a better solution. I get my Melas thing, and I now have just grabbed a Hansei review that I wasn't supposed to have. Now that does let you grab Shibboleth, but these are expensive singles. Really expensive singles. You're spending 5. You should fully break this. Spending 1 credit to deny me 2 cards is good value for you. Now I have all the cards I could possibly want. You've let me draw my Lacosta for free. My next turn is now going to be awesome because I have 8 cards in hand and a million opportunities. If I had to spend another turn drawing to find this Lacosta, everything was going to be a lot slower for me. Now I get, oh, look at this turn. You gave me the Hansei review by running my archives, and you gave me 2 cards. My fiance is home. I'm gonna go say hello to you. I'll be back in just 1 moment. Let me turn this on, but not take Dr. Square, and let me mute myself. I'm back, and the stream is not beginning. The stream has actually been here the whole time. Where was I? I was reviewing replays. We poke at the remote. What are we expecting here? Are we expecting to reasonably get it? Maybe. Like, we don't have a killer installed, which is really scary. But like, I think this is not a crazy run because you need to pressure my money eventually. But if you can't commit to like making me res multiple pieces of ice with this many credits, I don't think there was many lines where like this is a like tanking my economy enough to slow me down, and that's the point of pressuring econ. In fact, it doesn't even slow me down enough that I feel the need to forcing me to spend is important, but if one mid-size, like I guess this is a big piece of ice, if one big piece of ice is all I need to keep you out, you're not forcing me to spend enough to slow me down. Usually the threshold where you're like, where that you need to bring the corp down to justify like taking actions to force them to res is like you need to get them I would say below like 7 credits. Once they're below 7 credits, then they don't have the option of like spending 3 to score out their agenda, because that would bring them down to like 4-ish credits, and then they can't do anything. They can't like res their basic ice that they need to protect their servers. I wouldn't be able to res flagship. Or if I did res flagship, I could go to 0, and that's even more of a disaster. So bringing me down from, I was on like 20, like I was on like 19, and I went down to 14 because of the Melas credit, I think. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it played out, but like forcing me to spend 6 on resing Vran is not as useful if you're not then forcing me to spend another like 6 or 7. Don't. So yeah, the pressuring econ is really good principle. And then here's a crazy play. I was confused by this. I thought there would be more of a punchy follow-up than there was. Here you pinhole my flagship. Now you did clearly identify that it was an important upgrade, and it really is. But you were going to access that flagship eventually anyway. This was your chance to pinhole the Anoretic or the Lacosta. These would both have been very good targets, and a better player would be able to tell you exactly which one was the better pinhole. Anoretic is like, you basically can't stop me from winning as long as Anoretic is around. But Lacosta is like my econ and my tempo. I am netrunner DB. That's true. I've never considered that. Maybe I should rebrand. Netrunner DB. So yeah, pinholing this Lacosta would mean that it's much more expensive for me to score out Let Them Dream, and I need to wait until I find another Lacosta before I can play again. Anoetic Void means that you can pressure this actual server, which would be really good. But flagship is expensive for you to do, and the upside, like it's not even a res flagship, the upside is pretty marginal. Like, these transfers you want to land, but you can also land them by just running HQ, right? This was a good one. Once you did that, this all made a lot of sense, and this worked out kind of randomly well. You didn't have a killer, so you might have just died here, but the way this worked out, this was a knowledge seeker, by the way, this whole time, which is why I didn't res it, because it was expensive and really weak to boomerang. This ends up working well for you, so that turned out well, but I think the pinhole should probably have landed in my remote. Because yeah, I've still got Lacostas, meaning I can just keep ticking away. I don't have to be too bothered by what you do in my centrals, because this Lacosta has now allowed me to score another Papaya negation, and now the game is kind of cooked. Because once I have Papaya down, like if I didn't have these pieces, it's possible that I wouldn't have been able to jam and score that Papaya so easily. But now I have, and threat 4 is around, so my Boto is big, your Shibboleth is small. And a Papaya counter basically means your chances of winning are now like way smaller. Knowledge Seeker was kind of weak this game. My virus existing helps. I'm glad that I put that in the deck. I had to make a call here as to whether I jam out these agendas quickly or whether I gain some money. And I'll bring me back to like the 4 credits theory, or like the 7 credit theory, which is here when I'm making the decision of, do I jam Regolith to get my money back up to like a really good value, or do I jam for prior negation? And it's tough. I'm not sure I agree about knowledge seeker unless you order R&D in a pretty important couple of important situations and presented a significant tax on ship. Yes, it's definitely okay. I'm not saying it's terrible, but I think I'm only running it after 3 copies of Vampy. Although it does work better into Shibboleth plus Tungsten Tailor, which may end up being like a quite popular build, because I'm beginning to think that maybe Vic runs Shibboleth Tungsten Tailor. So it's possible that like Knowledge Seeker numbers are better into things like that, also better into Buzzsaw Tungsten Tailor, which is a big deal. Buzzsaw Tungsten Tailor is like maybe a bigger thing to think about actually. The rearranging shouldn't have happened. I think it was a mistake to let that happen either time. But like, yeah, it's kind of worse than Messenger Chestfo, I think. But like, maybe you run slightly worse Messenger Chestfo with 1 extra strength. If it's no Sleipnir, now that's true. But like, it's also hard to be Sleipnir. It's really hard to be Sleipnir. Sleipnir is crazy. It did some work in this game because it fired a few times, but it also was a liability because it got derezzed and I could barely afford to re-res it. It was tough. But look at this credit total. I would like to be able to jam my agendas and just score out, and I technically have enough credits to win the game. But if you made me res another Boto, or even use my Anoetic Managarm, all of a sudden I don't have the credits to triple advance these things. So I decide I'm going to jam my Regolith instead and get out of the awkward range where like I could be denied the option of... So you get lucky here and steal my Papaya Negation, which made me very sad because now I didn't have a good thing to jam. But it's okay. Oh yeah, what happened over here? I think I got a Knowledge Seeker fire. Is that right? Yeah. So you let me fire my Knowledge Seeker here, I think. No, that was regular. When did my Knowledge Seeker fire? It fires at some point. And yeah, because I have this Papaya counter, I'm feeling very good. I think at some point you run R&D and I like just don't use it for some reason. I should have used it here. You would have just like died basically. But for some reason I decide that it's enough to have Melas protect the top of R&D because I can just check that it's hedge fund. One of my weaknesses is knowing when to run remotes. It's expensive. There were points at which it would be very valuable for you to have run the remote for reasons of A, making me spend credits, but B, like seeing which of these upgrades are around. But you lost 1 pinhole to damage and you played another pinhole getting rid of the flagship. You really need a pinhole for Anoetic if you're ever going to run the remote. And then I basically need to wait until I find Anoetic again before I can score, because you should just be able to camp. And then you start poking HQ, and each of these is actually quite expensive for you. And you've given me a scoring window now, much more so than I had before, by spending your time and money poking HQ all the time when you've already seen most of these cards. So yeah, it's a couple of HQ pokes that end up being pretty expensive. And then this was just like, the Papaya Negation has shut the game down now. You needed to just like get lucky, I think. But yeah, there was at this board state there wasn't really a thing that you could have done to win. The mistakes that were made earlier on in the game were the reason why none of this, like the decisions on this last turn weren't actually important. But yeah, interesting game. I hope that was helpful. I don't know if I give good advice when I watch the replays, but okay. Who wants to see a deck doctor? Might be deck doctor time. People be keen for that? Oh yeah, no, of course. I will happily do reviews because there's stuff I can learn from, like just thinking about my own gameplay and counterplay and stuff like that as well. People keen for deck doctor? The one I have lined up is one that people have been very, like, everyone's been telling me to play this. Everyone's been telling me to play this. And they've been doing well, by the way. I think they won a Sydney CTK, and I also saw, like, I was at the Reading CTK, and this was the corp deck that got more wins than I did. I think it went undefeated. Well, this archetype wasn't this exact deck. This is a poetry list, and you know that I love poetry. I love jammy HB decks in general. I love playing a lot of cards. I love having control over the game with lots of cards installed. And those who know that I loved sports metal. I was the #1 sports metal head. I think I mentioned it in the last poetry video that I did, but I won a tournament with sports metal. My first 2 tournaments I ever played were played shortly after I came to London in 2025, and it was the first one was the London regional, which was like 40 something entrants, and that was a pretty big tournament as far as I was concerned. That was the first thing I'd ever been to. I had Banhar Steve that Kikai made, and I had sports metal that I made. And I was like a connoisseur of the sports metal deck. I'd been playing it online so much. And my win rate on it was just like killer as well. I wonder if I still have it somewhere. Be way down. Updated asset spam sports or updated asset. Well, this one I have 70 games on. Here we are. What's my favorite part of London? I've visited a few times over the years, but I'd love to live there someday. My favorite part of London. My favorite part of London is kind of like where I live because I have a lovely apartment. But most people would not agree that it's the best part of London. I live in East London, and there's nothing to do here, but it's also like way cheaper, and also like you can still take a tube into central London to do whatever you want to do super easily. And I love taking a tube in to somewhere and just like having a good time. The best part of London is like we have free museums here. It's absurd. The British Museum is here, the Natural History Museum is here. There's a couple of other like more, I guess, niche ones that you should check out 100%. I like museums. And you can spend so much time for free walking around them. I love the tube. They take it for granted here, obviously, which is their God-given right to take the tube for granted, seeing as they get to do that. But I'm from Wellington, dude. I'm from New Zealand. We did not have tubes in New Zealand. We had like whispers of a bus route that you could maybe catch when the weather was right and and the stars align, maybe we did not have tubes. We didn't even have like a train to catch from top to bottom. Yeah, no, the public transport here is so good. It's kind of expensive. It's more expensive here than elsewhere in Europe for sure. But also, London is kind of better than most places in Europe, to be honest. My fiance says the best part of London is that you can get to Paris in a few hours on the train. That's another thing. Living in London is awesome because we have the Eurostar, which is just a crazy thing to exist. Like, I can just sometimes for an absurdly low amount of money, I've spent £35 uh, to get onto the Eurostar and just go to like Paris. And it takes a couple hours, and I get off the train, and I'm right in the middle of Paris. Oh, it's like the best because all the parts that suck about like getting all the way out to the airports. One thing about London is the airports are all garbage. You just keep an eye on the website, and they'll like just run promotions every now and then that say, "Oh yeah, if you book it like this one, it's 2 months out, £35 each way." Yeah, you should be jealous, envious of the Eurostar. It's awesome, and Londoners don't even take it, dude. People in the UK, I'm like, oh, my favorite part of living in the UK is that I can just take the Eurostar to go to all the awesome countries in this beautiful world, and they're like, oh, I've never left me damn backyard. Is there teas over there? That's what they say. They don't travel. Barely any of them travel. But like I'm loving it because in New Zealand, you want to go travel to a different country, it's seriously tough. But here, it's you can get it. I mean, obviously, most of the time you don't get it for £35. If you want like a specific one, you have to, work for it. Um, but keep an eye on the deals, and every now and then you'll just see like a banger deal. I've done Paris for 35. We've done what other? We did Amsterdam for 35, I think. God, Amsterdam's wonderful as well. Rotterdam for 35. There's nothing to do in Rotterdam. Well, my goal this year was to do every stop on the Eurostar. And some of them are fake stops because they're like actually just connections. The main ones, there's a couple of niche ones, but yeah, Amsterdam is sick. Paris is fantastic. Like, oh man, I like living in Europe, and living in London is a very convenient way to access the rest of Europe because of the Eurostar. So yeah, if you lived, if because of the Eurostar, but also like there were planes are cheaper a lot of the time, unfortunately, but the convenience of the Eurostar is huge. Although I hate the security in the Eurostar because it clearly was not designed for the building that it's in. Oh yeah, and one thing about moving here is that like everyone plays netrunner here. My wife has dual citizenship and a British passport. It's so tempting. Yeah. I mean, I got lucky because my parents decided like we're just gonna have all of our kids in the UK. That way they're all European, right? And then they immediately move back to New Zealand where we all like grow up, but it means we get to keep the passports. So I yeah, it's good. It's a good gig. I'm probably take I'm probably taking that one to Worlds though. The only train I have to another country is a 12-hour journey to Montreal that's $90 and isn't even a sleeper. If only you knew how bad things could be, because in New Zealand, it looks like a country that deserves to have a train run down the length of it, and we just like basically don't. It's crazy. Yeah, my parents made some very good decisions. It was a better decision before some right British patriots made a series of interesting choices and made my British passport a lot worse. Like so much worse that I will never forgive them. Yeah, New Zealand, you just have to have a car. You can get away without a car in exactly Wellington, which is the capital, because it's quite a bit smaller and more walkable. But every other town and city is like, if you just don't have a car, you just can't do anything. It's unfortunate. And it's has not been addressed, and now they're facing the consequences because oil is obviously very, very expensive right now. Petrol. So, and like we don't pump oil a lot in New Zealand, so we have to import it all, which is also not good for. At least it's blue now, innit? Oh man. Oh man. Okay. What was I talking about? Here's my sports medal deck that I won tournaments with. Yeah, I was talking about my move to London. First tournament I ever played in was the London Regional. I was playing this deck and a Banhar Steve deck, which I don't see. Yeah, Cyber Steve, here we are. And I kind of shredded. I can't remember what I got in the Swiss, but I got to like the semifinals. So like battling it out for third and fourth. And oh man, it was tough. This was before I had bought any cards. So all the cards I had were either printed at my university on paper and then backed with Magic's cards, or handwritten if they were like ones that I forgot to print at the university. So a lot of my cards were like, because they were all handwritten, looked very similar to me. And after a long day of playing, when I've gotten all the way to like the late side of the top cut, it was deep in the evening. Half the people weren't even in the venue anymore. My brain is like not great at extended periods of gaming. I was just so exhausted, and I install a gatekeeper on my R&D against Not Yeti, a handwritten gatekeeper. And then the game is over. I've won it. There's no possible line that Not Yeti can take to win. I'm going to go to the finals. And then Not Yeti just like runs R&D. Maybe it's porous ice and he can see a card. I don't know. I res it. It's the gatekeeper. Oh wait, that's not a gatekeeper. That's a Hyperloop extension that's also handwritten and looked exactly the same in my hand. I've game lost myself. GG. You get third place, loser. To be fair, I don't actually believe I could have beaten Kikai, because Kikai's really, really, really cracked at the game. So I probably would have gotten second. But that was my first ever tournament I played, got third. Still good. Will obviously haunt me forever that I game lost myself. And that was in this beautiful sports medal deck. And then the second tournament I played, I did win. That was a similarly sized one in Reading, and I'm the defending champion for that. So I will be going back next week and hopefully winning again with a similar poetry deck. I would like to be the defending Reading champion. I think that would be quite funny. Some great people in Reading. Hyperloop overextension indeed. So yeah, that obviously haunts my life. So someone has been, lots of people have been telling me to play. Where are you? I'm sure I built it. Amani at home. Similar thing, but instead of Amani Sinai, we're using Magistrate of Aventoulet. And instead of sports medal, we're using poetry. Will it work? Well, I'm liking some of the things here. This was a list sent to me by Mahir, is his actual name. And it rings true to the sports medal deck. It clearly uses it as a base. We're doing Sleipnirs rather than gatekeepers. Still got the two MICs that is patented. Drafters in, ablatives in, flops. We've got hedge funds in here. If a perfectly optimized list, you don't run hedge funds anymore. But maybe we just like don't have money like that. Nanos, seamless is kind of cool. I think that's neat. We're going to try Perfect Recall. I haven't played with this one yet. I am looking forward to it. Got one Tranquility, one Managarm. Okay, we're doing crazy things. Powers That Be is cool. I don't know if you score this many agendas for this to be worth it. But yeah, I guess you need the operations for if we're doing Rashida, right? We're doing humanoids. So yeah, maybe these should be red level clearances or something. But that's cool. We've got humanoids, we've got magistrates, spin doctors, 1 powers, okay. Love wage workers, warm receptions of working prototypes, fantastic. We're doing an off-world. Okay, that makes sense to me. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okie dokie. Cool thing. People who are here, I need feedback. Do you guys like more the videos where I like do recordings of games and then run through the replays, or do you guys like when I like edit the VODs up and split that into a video that has like me talking to chat and things like that when I publish YouTube videos? Is there a strong preference? Because I'm not really sure which direction I'm going to take. Obviously, I like doing both, and I'm going to continue to do both to some extent. Okay, so we've got some assets. We've got working prototype, magistrate, fully art. These are all great cards. I don't respect Hiram at all, so I think we're going to win off that reason. I mean, these are such good cards, we just keep them, right? Even though there's no ice. You like the VODs more because of the in-the-moment decisions? Okay, I could see that. They're definitely slower. I feel awkward like editing them because because online there's like long periods of me kind of not talking that much, especially if my energy is not that good. How do I play out this first turn? I could install working prototype, install MIC res, and use working prototype, and that makes me pretty happy. We can get away with this because this is Shaper, and I'm not anticipating like a transfer of wealth to blow me out. I need to be conscious that I don't play this like I was playing the Flood the Market deck. It's not that important to get all this done. If they steal this Mega Pre, I'm like, fine. Okay, they're trashing the Magistrate from hand. That's completely okay. Keep chugging along. They got a Highland Rock. Oh, they're running R&D now. Well, they can't steal train, but also I don't have any procs if they do steal an agenda. So I guess I shuffle in my Magistrate. Maybe this is a bluff. I can always spin it away. It's fine. Never, ever respect either. 40 cards. Gain 2 credits. I think this is probably for HQ. the old precious spin doctor by running R&D is that's kind of ID text, right? You know, it's not exactly lat, but it's something. This is just a blind single. Last click, so they can't even steal train. They trashed the powers that be from R&D? That's a mistake. There's no way that's right. Okay. I would like to install and res two things, but I can't do that, so I'm just going to have to install. So, actually, no, this one. I could draw to try and find a way to working prototype this daily cast back on top of the deck. Oh, sorry, camera. My bad. Server 5. And then let's let them dream in server 5. And then let's gain 3 off of this. Sorry. It's, yeah. It's tough. I'm so bad at streaming, to be honest. Everything... Okay, they're wisely taking down wage workers. I'm getting better, but it is going to take some time. So Airblades just doesn't do anything in this matchup, right? Hermes is fine, but Poetry kind of turns it off almost. Okay. Let's just score an agenda. Should I Poetry first or second? I want Poetry second. Let them dream. It's going to look into my R&D. It's going to find my train and put it to the bottom. We've got wage workers, then the train, then Sleipnir. Oh, excuse me. Maybe install Sleipnir on R&D. And then something gets bounced. Because this way the wage worker stays on top of the deck, so if they run, they can just see the wage workers. Perfect recall is so weird. I don't really care if they steal either of these agendas, because I can just put back whatever they bounce. Like, I want them to steal the Mega Free. I don't really want them to steal Let Them Dream. It's like a perfect recall and show them the Let Them Dream. But I don't think that's worth it. No, that can live right there. That's okay right there, I think. Yes, I love tempo allowing agendas to be scored. You can take a Mega Free. You need to take a Mega Free at some point. Man, home is so bad. You guys notice this? Okay, I can put the daily cast back on top and deny them 2 credits. It's not super flash, but it's probably fine. Oh. But like this is the kind of board state where if I was running flood the markets rather than magistrates, I'd feel a lot happier actually. Like I could just flood the market this train and it would be awesome. Let's just flop here. I would have liked duplicate agendas so I can protect it with perfect recall. But I guess I'm just not doing that. So I'm installing Offworld Office and Server 5, I guess, and saying Sleipnir just holds. I can't protect it with perfect recall, but... These magistrates, turned out, can just be trashed from HQ and then you might just not draw them. Whereas if I was spending that influence on Flood the Market, I would have just, like, won this game. Scoring was really risky. Couldn't protect the working prototype. You don't really care if they steal. Yeah, I don't really care if they steal. That's true, but you got to score points. Like this deck is not a Glacier deck. You just have to put 7 points in your score area eventually. They seem to be more interested in producing 4 programs that don't do anything, which is cool. Like scoring is good because poetry triggers are really strong. I like seeing what's on top of the deck. I wanted to let them dream to put a train at the bottom. That's really nice. Like it's really good to score. I really like decks where like scoring an agenda is like the strongest thing you do. Like right here, I will gain money. I will get another perfect recall proc, so I can protect my HQ. I will look at the top 3 cards. And I guess I install a magistrate. I don't know. I guess I need the one of my operations, like nano management or the 1-cost one, whatever it's called, seamless launch. If in order to score this train. Humanoid is fast. But like it doesn't do anything, I don't think. Sure, I'll chuck a humanoid in like, what, server 5? Probably gonna get bounced regardless, right? Okay. I want the wage workers here because it actually protects this wage workers, kind of. I don't care if they steal this Mega Pre, I kind of want them to steal the Mega Pre. And I think warm reception isn't really needed. Well, they've installed another hardware, so they get to see the top of the deck. Do you guys see how absurdly weak this is, right? Like, okay, you've seen the top card of the deck. So what? Why would I possibly care about that? You're never breaking the Sleipnir. Your ID hasn't given you enough value to do it. Sure, there's Sleipnir. Give my working prototype things. Yeah, turn 8 and they've done nothing. If they were just like Maggie, they would have had 8 more clicks, basically. Yeah, I'll draw a card. I will shuffle back a Seamless. Let's install 3 cards. I'm going to res you. And then put you on top. I can lose the hedge fund. I don't care about hedge funds. Even if I don't have a target for humanoid, I don't care. The hedge funds should probably be RLCs. I'm resing that just so I can get my working prototype counters. Do I pop this? I don't think so. I like the train being at the bottom. Maybe I don't. Maybe I want the train in hand so I can protect it with this perfect recall. Maybe I should have shuffled. But like, if they have to spend 2 credits on this. Oh, I should have raised that. My bad. Oh, whatever. I'll put it back. Look at all the garbage they've installed. But you get to see the top card of the deck when you do it, guys. Think of how valuable that knowledge is. What is more valuable than knowledge, truly? Let's see some cards. I would like to install Magistrate. I would like to install Mega Free now. Or Train. I've got the Seamless, so I can install Train. Magistrate. New Remote. Train. Server 5. Done. And I can lose... Don't need Tranquility, don't need Wage Workers. Do need Wage Workers, don't need Spin Doctor. Perfect Recall. Perfect Recall can protect itself, which is kind of neat. But not probably needed. You can Perfect Recall a Perfect Recall, it's pretty cool. I'm going to res this. This should basically seal out the game, because I can also pop it if I want to. Like, it's just going to cost all their money if they want to break it, and otherwise they lose all their clicks. Okay, GG. Okay, they're fully breaking. You can't steal Train, and nothing else matters. I guess they could have stolen a 1-pointer and bounced the Train. That would have been an issue. Okay, that's neat. That's neat. I'm not sure if that was better than the Flood version. Perfect Recall was like cool, but did it actually do anything? We got it. Lots of counters on it. But I didn't use it. I think our opponent was just playing a deck that was too weak to compete with this, but that's good because it means that it is possible for there to be decks worse than this. In fact, this archetype is one CTK, so I should not dismiss it. But that felt weaker than Flood the Market. But I guess the point of this is not to compare it to Flood the Market, which is a deck I believe in quite a lot. The deck point of this is to make this idea work the way that Amani Sports worked. And Amani Sports played agendas on the table and scored them, and that's cool. So we're going to do that. And I'm going to... I don't have a deck list for this, but I do want to have a look at comparison things. So if I look at... Poetry. I want to find deck list with this card. Which is the one that won Sydney? This one. Similar list, 2 Tranquilities in this one, 2 Managams. Cool. A Mick, a Scatterfield, and Sleipnir. This maybe makes more sense. I'm beginning to think that 2 Mix is just too expensive, and Scatterfield is like not as good as Sleipnir because Sleipnir is crazy, but is still really good. And then I like these. This is on 2 Ilivagars for D-Res effects. It procs you can get loads of counters on your perfect recalls, but they're not on perfect recalls. They have, I think, correctly swapped out into red level clearances, which is I agree with. What else do we have here? We've got water types and warm receptions, got the wage workers. Okay, it's otherwise pretty similar. I'm going to try this one out because I think this is the same idea and see how different it feels and see whether I can improve this. One thing I mentioned about the agenda suite is that it's actually pretty much deep dive proof, because the trains are really hard to get with deep dive. If you big deep dive, you can still only steal one train, nothing else. The Mega Prees are all worth 1, the Let Them Dreams are all worth 1, and with 2 Illivigars, those are also worth 1. So this deck is basically deep dive proof. I think that's really cool. I'm going to jump to the bathroom though before I start up the next game though, so hold tight. I'm back, and the stream is in fact not beginning, but I don't have any other card to put there. So, you know, maybe at some point I will get some quality of life things for this stream, and it will be so good, but not a priority. So what was I doing? I was moving over here and changing a money at home to be this list from Sydney, some APAC representation. I believe in my brothers down under. Let's try this one. Oh, we'll go match 3 quickly. If this style of deck ends up being like a thing that you can seriously play, I'll be very, very happy, by the way. S is an interesting matchup. I think we kind of just pretend it's not happening for the most part. But the econ denial is going to be really useful. Like if we can stick a magistrate, I think that's going to be really useful. So what is it, like scatter humanoid manigam? And then we just like, if they just Dushka, it's fine. We just tank it. That's my thinking. Yeah. We can install that technically, but like maybe we just do, but no. No, it's not wise. If we can find a ice and a anything, I can actually play the fully up with this humanoid, which would be pretty pleasant. Yeah. We just kind of we can lose the seamless. We don't need the seamless right now, but otherwise we need these. Oh, okay, we can do that. I can do working prototype, new emote, MIC, server 2, fully operational, 2, draw 2, gain 2, gain 2. That makes me pretty happy. Nurse Han. Yeah, this card is brutal. Take a point. And that does let me ice my HQ, which I really want to be doing. Okay. Could be like I could purge and just put them into credit hell. Maybe that's like the point of the deck. But I think it's also really good to like and then I could install Elvigar here, or I could install Train. Maybe it's Elvigar server 1. And then I can just gain 3. If they don't pop a fermenter this turn, I think I will purge. Because a big part of our deck is like once we get rolling, they can't afford to stop us. And with Magistrate existing, that means they can't win either. Assuming that they can only find one train throughout the game, they need to steal an absurd number of different agendas. If they can find 2 trains, then that all gets balked. So it's a bit sad that 2 trains have shown up so early, but we can protect them, right? We can we'll figure it out. We can't lose our train, so we're just going to go 2 off the top. And we lost a Spin Doctor. That's really bad, except for that maybe I can powers it back. Yeah, okay, so we're powering it back this turn. That's cool. Nothing at the start of the turn. Do I purge? Tricky, tricky. Maybe money doesn't matter. How many working prototype blocks am I getting, by the way? Probably quite a lot. Surely I just score points. Advance, advance, score. We're going to powers that be first. No, poetry first. Look at the top. We've got Sleipnir, wage workers fully up. Let's grab a Sleipnir. Let's put it in front of our powers, maybe? Because we have a backup wage workers coming up. Then we're going to powers. We need the spin doctor. And we're just going to de-res the working prototype. Because that way we can re-res the working prototype. We can res the spin doctor. We can res the mana gun. And then we can use all 5 to put this nurse back on top, I think. And that will be just slow them down a little bit. We are with on delay deck, so like the credits do matter a lot, but this turn was good. They're opting to run. I kind of want them to trash it because I can get it back later with powers. If I pop it now, then I can't cycle things away. That's all good. Because either they let me add the spin doctor back or they let me install the spin doctor. So this is a disaster regardless of what they do for them. I will add the spin doctor back. And because the trains cost clicks of steel, I'm just going to do 2 trains in the bin. And then like an RLC. And that's probably enough. I'll chuck a wage workers as well. Unfortunately, I can't purge this turn because that would be illegal. So I'm going to new remote, res. Then I can ablative server 3, Sleipnir server 6, get my wage worker click. We're doing big seamless. Okay, that's our money for the rest of the game. Now they also have infinite money, but that's fine. That's a lot of credits. I wonder what my biggest fully op ever has been. I've done some massive ones. Back with Sports Medal. And even with like Flood the Market Poetry, I've had like 8 procs. I like the card a lot. The design of fully op is like perfect to me. Like maybe it shouldn't cost 1, because I do agree with the philosophy that like if corp bottoms out, it should mean something. It should matter that they're broke. I got 1 click left. Yeah, I'll They're gonna running heart? Sure. I can lose these. I kind of need the seamless. I kind of don't need the working prototype. And they're using those clicks to pop their fermenters. That makes sense. No point in resing this, doesn't cost them anything. I can get back that, which I probably just will. Because I can get poetry, I'll look at the top. Tranquility Magistrate's really good. Magistrate can go and live in server 6. Elivigar can do as working prototype. And then I can go and grab my wage workers I think I need. And I'm going to keep this server for something more premium. So you're a lamb for the slaughter, but you do cost 4 to trash, thank goodness. Katorga breakout. Okay, sure. They wouldn't have actually been able to steal anything there if I did lose something because I have Magistrate. So I can get away with letting things go off the top. I think this has to be purge. I can't let them get money. And now I think we're in a very dominant spot because they don't have a great way out. I could lose this Mega Prey. So I'm maybe a little bit more zoomed out than I have to be. Let's get back in there. I like this deck. It's fun. It's nice and quite balanced, I think. Don't have any things to add back on top. I think I can just like install advance this Melas, and I doubt there's anything they can do about it. This is the cool line, because like, what are they going to do? They need to like move a Botulus over here. They need to have the 3 money ready for the Magistrate res, and they need to have a spare click, and they need to pay for Managarm. Yep, you spent your credits on that. I'd love to pop a ablative over here on R&D maybe. Didn't even need to res the Magistrate. Nice, okay, we're getting away with murder over here. And then I can res, actually, no point in resing Magistrate, my bad. No point because they're already broke. Unfortunate. And then we're going to poetry first. There's 2 agendas on top. So I will neglect to do that. But I will, because there is a Mega Pre on top, I will just like jam a Mega Pre on their server. And then I will trash Melas. Do I need Melas anymore? We can lose the Melas off the top. They can't afford to get it, right? And And now I like play humanoid over here in case it goes well. Maybe I should just purge to just let it sit there. Trains are awesome even in Netrunner. Yeah. Yeah, trains are the most awesome in Netrunner. Can you run R&D and I'll just give you my Mega Pre, please? Please? I'm kind of low on credits now somehow. I'm sure that's not a problem. Guys, is train good? Yeah. Oh yeah. Ooh, lots of draw. Looking for something. They're on Time Bomb. That's an unusual include. It's not GG unless I... Yeah. It's not GG, unfortunately. It ain't. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I could just purge. Doesn't really move me forward. I don't have any wage workers installed, so I can't do any like cool tricks. I could install advanced. I could install advanced seamless this mega pre, score it out, summon the next one, get like working prototype. Yeah, that seems right. Let me do this. Not this. Have I lost a spin doctor? No, I haven't. Find my spin doctor, not you. Install wage workers, please. I need something that costs 0 to res. I have nothing. So I guess it gotta be ablative on archives. Or maybe I just install the mega pre over in here. Okay, I am threatening a win if they don't get in and run over here, which is basically all their clicks, and they get 1 point. And they can't steal 2 trains this turn. They could get back a Yeah, that's bad. They got back running hot. I must have fumbled this somehow. Maybe this should have been a... Because, yeah, I haven't actually taxed them anything. They can just take my last train. Ah, GG. Okay. I definitely messed that up somehow. I guess I should have just, like, stayed liquid with either purging or using humanoid. And then just, like, iced. Yeah, the getting back the running hot was really smart. It just took so long to score out because I had such an awkward, like, these Oliver guys were like tempo to score, which was fun. But then this Mega Free was only worth one, so maybe this was just like a straight up a mistake to score. I should have just waited. Um, yeah, that's probably the answer. Is like I needed to find a Let Them Dream and score from 5 to 7 rather than 5 to 6, because like this is just useless. It's tough. It's tough scoring this many agendas. One thing I like about the Flood versions is like if you're winning, you're scoring 3 agendas pretty much always. So you don't even run powers. Yeah. Well, like if you're running Flood, then you're not running Magistrate. But how good was Magistrate really? Like Magistrate didn't do anything. Well, then, like we could have played around the 2 trains. Like there's only 6 cards left in R&D. We have to assume that like things are, in the pool to be stolen. And ESA runs running hard, right? You can steal 2 trains in one turn very feasibly. So we lost to a line that we should have expected. It was just this probably a skill issue of like I should not have scored this Mega Free. I should have waited for them to turn on this Mega Free or wait for me to draw and let them dream. But like Magistrate showed up kind of late to the party, but like does Magistrate do anything? Maybe. Hasn't done anything yet. Also, are the humanoids actually good? Maybe. But maybe not. We're not on like Nico campaigns and Otto campaigns to make money with our assets, which is interesting. Instead, we're on Tranquilities. I'm going to give it another go because I want to see TK and it's worth experimenting with a bit further. Magistrate Ravon too late. Maybe. It could be true. I'd like him to be good, but it's not really clear to me. I think I could have won that game though. Like Flood does seem like it's one less influence for each Flood than Magistrate. And Flood just like solves all your problems. I'm pretty sure the Flood decks are better, but we're gonna keep going. I don't even know if this is a deck doctor. This is me just like seeing what I think of these decks. I don't have that many like suggestions to fix them. Yeah, it does feel like the influence is calling for Flood, but maybe that's just because I really like the Flood deck. Like the Flood deck hard loses to like Seb and Lou, which sucks. But does this fix that problem? I'm not sure that it does because you need to actually like stick these agendas. Like you're running hedge funds and humanoids, which is definitely better because like they're faster. Like humanoid just pops, and whereas I'm running like Ottos and Nico campaigns, which the Seb can just look at it and be like, oh, okay, cool. Is it a poetry problem? Like it's just like if you need to stick a board to win the game problem, and your ice doesn't deal damage, and you're not running Semaximun, it's just Seb is really good. Like it's hard to shut him down, and if your deck relies on like maintaining a board state full of trashables, it's not going to work. And like there's no tag punishment, right? So Seb can just like amanuensis and get infinite draw. It's not even crew, it's just like everything. It's Hannah, You can't ice archives easily for privileged access. It's really hard for asset decks to play around transfer of wealth. Like transfer of wealth is the best thing that Criminal has going for it, and Seb also has that. They've got fences for trashables. They've got 3 gourmands in there for your wage workers or your flood the markets. They've got Audrey, so none of your ice taxes them at all. They've got pinhole threadings. They draw off amanuensis and you can't interact with it at all because this is a tempo deck. We can't afford to be like trashing their resources. The only thing we have going for us is like working prototype has text, but you never stick working prototype. So Seb is like just unwinnable. This seems good. And it's Pudma, which is probably too slow. I wonder whether it's my Pudma list. I think my Pudma list hasn't changed with the new expansion, aside from I would consider running a touchstone. Definitely playing Tranquility. Now, what else are we playing? 3 assets. Drafter on HQ because we do our train. Three assets seems cool. But maybe we play around Burner. I don't respect Pudmo enough to draft to R&D on turn 1. Okay. We would like a second piece of ice, but we can figure that out. Not really sure what the R&D poke here is for. And then overdraw and propeller, sure. Okay, we get to warm reception outer humanoid, which means we can use it. Do I care about derezzing this stuff? Not just yet. There will come a time, but for now we'll save our credits. Nice. Are we seamlessing this turn? Probably not. We can just RLC. Let's check a Managam in server 1 to get the 2 credits. And then do we draw 2? Or do we just like gain click and install Let Them Dream? Yeah, I like the Managam being on the trank. Okay, now we need to find a nice for R&D. I'm not so sure about these tranks. I liked Trank in my Ghost Sports list because it's like Rashida would consistently, like you'd chuck a Rashida on it, get the 2, and then it would evacuate quickly. Humanoid's a bit more finicky than that. And like, you know, I found a Managam for it, but there's no other upgrades that are going to go there. Maybe if we put perfect recalls in, we can play it a little slower. Oh, we don't have any non-agendas. That's unfortunate. It's a poor showing. Am I scoring out this Let Them Dream? I could overinstall the working prototype for free money. Seems bad. Seems like nothing is getting installed. And nothing is getting deresed. Unless I am deresing. I think I will deres. Oh, hello, 2 seamlesses. I could seamless Let Them Dream. And then like fully up. Seems really good. Let's Let Them Dream first to look at R&D, find the train. Put it on the bottom. Oh. I think I clicked the wrong card. Let Them Dream, searching R&D, finding Melas, putting on the bottom. Top cards. Got working prototype, Spin Doctor. Oh, Spin Doctor's so good. So 4. And then I'm going to draw 2 cards, gain 2 cards. Fantastic. Spin Doctor's good because if they don't trash my warm reception now, I get to draw 1,000,000 cards, which is a fantastic boon. Envos. Okay, so we're playing some nonsense, huh? So this can always break code gates. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they can't afford to res this to trash the Spin Doctor, unless they use their touchstone. Seems alright. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's a bit less than that. I could just not res it and save myself the credits. Do I pop it? I mean, it's... Yeah, I do pop it. Just to get back some seamlesses. Seamless and fully up? Yeah, sure. Now they're poor, this Magistrate's going to seem very good. I will just... do that. Now I res you. I install a Magistrate. And a new remote. I think I'll save this MIC for something powerful. Deres. I think I'm done deresing now. Because it's going to be... going to be a lot of nonsense. That's wise. If I can ice this magistrate, the game's pretty locked down. They'll just never be able to score another agenda. Last click, do I care if they steal an agenda here? I suppose I just might as well. Ah, they found a humanoid. There's this. I will find a drafter for server 5. Deres the spin. Okay. I think I will just take 5 and install 2 cards. I could even like advance, but just let them dream, but yeah, I want the money. Maybe I'll just money up. No, let's install our garbage. Make it confusing. Keep the board state nice and juiced. Direct access. Well, that's not going to do anything. Because you can't steal any agendas. Huh? Doesn't Magistrate turn that off? Oh, paying from Touchstone. Very neat. Okay. My bad. My bad. Oh, see you, Griffin Thomas. Thank you for stopping by. Let me think about how this turn order is going to go. Got trashed first and then shuffled. I didn't know that. So for Anacam, which says whenever the first time each turn an event is trashed from any location, draw a card. But direct access is like a tech card that shuffles itself back into the deck. So it doesn't work. That's interesting. I'm going to res you. No, working prototype first. Why not? Res. Start term. Install powers that be on server 9. Gain 2 credits, deres you. And then it's res, advance, seamless. Score. I have so many procs. I have Magistrate to make you lose 3. I have Let Them Dream to take one of these trains from HQ, put it on the bottom of R&D. I've got the powers. Yeah. Yeah. So that was okay, that was fun. I think I'm gonna call the stream for the day. Not because I feel done with this deck doctor. I can get back to this later, but because I'm hungry and I want to eat dinner. But yes, thank you everyone for popping in. This was a really fun stream. I enjoyed it a lot. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I don't really schedule when I'm going to be streaming, so you'll just find out. But I can say I've got some very exciting videos lined up. Some really cool, some collabs. Obviously the Orb project I mentioned earlier in the stream, but there are some even spicier things than that on the horizon. So there's more coming. Thank you. Hello, lost my thumbs. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.